So The Age of Bones is about a young Indonesian boy who goes fishing one day and doesn't come home. And his parents don't know where he is, and about a year and a half later they discover he's in jail in Australia. So it's inspired by the stories of about 100 Indonesian guys who were in Australia in jail for working on asylum seeker boats. So I first heard the stories in 2011, and Lindsay Murdoch was the journalist who broke the story, so I contacted him first, got some information. He put me on to the lawyer who represented some of the guys in Brisbane, talked to him as well, and did a lot of background research. And then I went over to eastern Indonesia and spent some time there just getting to learn what it was like to be living in that part of Indonesia, and family life and the options for people which aren't that great in the east, not good for job opportunities and education, etc. I've worked with Indonesian shadow puppeteers before, so I would have always had that in the back of my head. But for the Australian scenes, I decided to take them all down under the ocean. So in terms of recreating an underwater setting, I thought we could use a mixture of video and shadow puppets to create the sea creatures, and also to play with an idea of what's real and what is real and what do we imagine. And I think also when we go down under the ocean, it's like how Australia looks from the perspective of a young boy who hasn't been there. You know, it's all bewildering and he feels a bit out of his depth. Sorry for the bad pun, but it was hard bringing all the elements together and working cross-border, because everyone has their ideas of how to create theatre. And so the Australians and Indonesians needed to come to a place where we could create a new sort of theatre, which I tend to call an Austronesian theatre. So what we hear about the tales of asylum seekers coming here is generally from the Australian point of view, what the media releases here. And we don't hear much about the guys who are actually picked up by the human traffickers to work on these boats. So it's a different narrative. It's not just the asylum seeker part of it, but it's also these guys who, in a sense, are also trafficked when they're lured into this kind of work. So I think it might help for Australians to connect with our near neighbours as well.